Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is Thursday, June 12th, and it's a little after 11 o'clock. Once again, this is CA Newry, and we happen to have an open line Thursday. I tend to have it rarely, but that means that you can call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about, and I'll hopefully have an opinion on it, able to share something on it. But we're talking about what is trending on social media, what's trending in the world, what is trending in the Bahamas. Right? Politics, social issues, something you want to congratulate somebody about, anything like that. So it's an open line. I'm really able to entertain, especially if you don't want to talk long, but you want to make a point. You know, say, call in and say, Nuri, this is my point here, and let me listen to it. And they say, okay. Or we go back and forward, have a decent conversation. But before all of that, right, I want to Guardian Media Group and Going Places Travel want to take you on a 7-day cruise for 4 to Panama, Colombia, Curacao, and Aruba on Royal Caribbean Serenade of the Seas. And here's the best part. No visa is required. That's right, no visa is required. You have 4 ways to enter. I mean, that box full. Every day someone come and bring in 4, 5, 6 pieces of papers. 4 ways to win. Fill out the form in the Nassau Guardian. Listen to Star 106.5 and Guardian Radio 96.9. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Or make a purchase at Going Places Travel. Entry deadline is June 27th. That's a couple of weeks ago, a week away. 2025 drawing is on July 4th. That's Independence Day and Flag Day. We need to talk about Flag Day. I'll start the conversation about Flag Day. That's July 4th. It's Flag Day.
You mean American Independence is our Bahamian Flag Day?
Coincidence.
It's not a coincidence.
Which means
it's not a coincidence.
I tell you, it's a coincidence. Right? So pack your bags, get ready to soak up the sun and feel that ocean breeze. You and 3 loved ones sailing the high seas on a vacation, cruise of a lifetime, brought to you by the Guardian Media Group and Going Places Travel. Of course, certain conditions apply. Airfare, taxes, and gratuities are not included. Our cousins, the Deans, sent you 1 mango.
Oh, they did?
I put it in your bag.
Thank you. I bet you that's the best mango.
Yeah. So,
by thanking you, cousins. Yeah. Also, Miss Moss, I lost your number.
Which Moss?
Miss Moss with the box of mangoes. Okay. I lost your number, Miss Moss. I can need you to call back. Even if you just call the receptionist and leave your number, I can need you to call back.
That's why I give people my number. So when I lost the number, they call me back.
But I didn't get to connect with it. Okay. That's my bad.
Okay.
All right.
So they sent you a mango. They mentioned that they were trying to get tree trimmers, and they couldn't find no tree trimmers.
Yeah, this is a space. In fact, unemployed people, this is a space right here that we need. See, we used to relying on, man, call your boy from around the road. Yeah. He could, I'm sure he needs some money right now to go up in your tree and trim your tree. But we're realizing more and more, and as insurance companies are, I don't want to say paying more attention, but they have compelled their clients to focus more on it. You can't just send somebody up in your tree to trim it. We need tree trimming professionals. We need guys with cherry pickers. We need guys with harnesses. Like it's when boy through Johnson Road, I want to say good morning to the boy named Jailer. This boy, when he comes to clean your coconut tree, he has a whole harness system, right? He has his ropes and he harnesses himself. He works with a team. He doesn't go up in a tree by himself. He has someone that he works with. And with his harness system, he is harnessing himself, and he also harnesses the coconuts, right? So when the coconuts drop, they don't just drop everywhere and destroy the coconuts or mash up people's property.
Okay. This week is Father's Day. That's what, Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second Sunday in June, right?
Yeah. I know your father has transitioned, but what do you do, like how would you call that word? To like celebrate, or do you celebrate? Do you like have a pause and say, you know what, I miss Daddy?
When we do Sunday dinner, right? I love up my uncle. Well, now there's only one uncle left.
Okay.
Uncle Stanley. But if you's my cousin, then male cousin, then you can get that love too, right? Like as I wish you happy Father's Day, I'm gonna take comfort in knowing that my father's gone, but there are good fathers
Yeah, the
around
daddies out
me,
there.
right? And because they're good fathers, I know that I could lean on them. They're gonna be good cousins. They're gonna be good uncles also. But I take a moment to remember daddy.
In inner city, daddies tend to get a bad rap. People talk bad with them all the time. But if you walk in the city, you see
All the time and
yeah,
back
on
home from school.
bicycles and whatever it is.
Man,
so they out there. They see the daddies
in
there.
Johnson Road, you see daddies all the time walking with their little boys, walking with their little girls. They're on the bicycle. They go into the park. They go into the shop. Sometimes they coming back from the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I see it often. The complaint does not connect or complement the reality. The reality is Bahamian daddies there.
Not just Bahamian daddies. Haitian fathers are there as well, right? Inner city fathers are there. There's a rhetoric, right? And the rhetoric isn't always matching the reality. There are instances. We got lots of instances, right? But we also have instances of fathers who are desperately trying to be there, but they struggle with the relationship with the mother.
Yeah.
Like the mother is unable to see a relationship where the father can be intimately and integrally involved with the child's life, right? Without that requiring them to be in romantic relationship with the mother.
That hurt
They
is be
call it-
real. Whatever hurt they going through, that's be real. They ain't even entertaining.
But
it's a hate and contempt.
See, but here's the thing. The needs of your child are more important than those feelings that you have about that person.
What do you do when you want to physically harm somebody? Like when you see them, the rage come, you lose consciousness, you just react, right? And they won't come around your child.
See, first of all, you notice what the problem is, right?
Yeah.
When you say your child. So obviously, from the beginning, we're rooted in something problematic. When you hear parents talk about the child as if the child only belongs to them, there's a problem there. First of all, the child belongs to itself. You have an obligation to, and we see that with child-parent and dynamics and psychological development first. It's the child or your child. It's not your child. We hear mothers a lot talking about the child as if the man had nothing to do with it. It's my child, not theirs. We start there. So what do you do? You go to therapy.
Therapy.
Now, therapy is not necessarily accessible to everybody. You need to go to your priest. You need to go
People
find.
still go to church?
You need to find. Yeah, man, people still go to church.
When last you go to church?
Sunday,
You talk to the priest?
all of them.
Did they pass you away? Say, my Lord, what you doing here?
No, they don't do that. They're glad I did. They're encouraging, right? That's what they do. They encourage me. Glad to see
What
you.
church you going to?
St. Barnabas.
Okay. Yeah, that
And I would
priest
say
welcoming.
good morning to the St. Barnabas family, and thank you to the Hannah Sweeting family.
They invited you to church, eh?
Yeah.
They
we
guilt you, didn't you?
No. I was joyfully to go, even though it was 7 a.m. service. Birthday celebration.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Tira Hannah Sweeting, chair of the Hannah Hasty Tynes Family Association. And thank you to the St. Barnabas family for always extending and making me feel welcome at church.
I see we have a caller here. We're going to engage the caller now. Do you know that Independence holiday is on a Thursday?
Okay, that's good.
That means we got to come back to work on Friday.
No, you don't.
What you mean?
What do you mean we have to come back to work?
So we can do on Friday. We get paper day, though.
What do you mean it's on a Friday?
Thursday's the holiday.
See, that's what I was saying.
And then Friday we got to come back.
We could have celebrated the Prime Minister's birthday on Friday
Yeah, we got.
after Independence.
Yeah, he want to do it on Labor Day, though.
I don't know. We could have had Independence, then we could have had the day off for the Prime Minister's birthday.
Yeah, that would have been a big. Everyone would have turned up then. It wouldn't be a party thing. It would be a national thing. A nation
Yes.
thing. Let's go to this caller here. Guardian Radio AM is open line Thursday talk about, but we're just shooting some breeze and having casual conversation. How you doing today?
Good morning, Mr. Newry.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you and Miss Green. Miss Newry,
Hey,
Dr. Minna said he's not going no place. He's
I see
an
him.
F&M.
I see him.
But what I see, watch this.
Mm-hmm.
When Mr. Pentard get beat in the next coming up election,
Mm-hmm.
then Mr. Menace will automatically be the leader of the F&M.
What?
Wait, okay,
Because
hold
if
on.
you
No.
look
I
down-
want him to spend.
No, I just want to know what you meant by automatically.
Okay.
See, Yes, say they have a vote. Because when you look now, when you see who is going to run upcoming in this election for the FNM, if you see they don't have the experience.
Just pause. Who's going to run? No, I want to work with you. Who's going to run for the FNM that you heard?
No, I said if you see who coming up now.
Yes, who you heard?
These maybe be some new.
Pause.
Newcomers.
Pause. Who did you hear is going to run?
So I only hear about two of them. Miss Penn.
For that constituency?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Miss Penn, and then I hear the woman who run
the DNA
before, right?
She's talking about Emmanuel.
Yes,
but she's not running in Ministers' constituency. We talk about Ministers' constituency, Killarney.
Well, the gentleman name I cannot remember who's running on the FNM ticket.
Okay.
Okay.
So
but what I'm saying.
1 minute. You don't believe the PLP could win Killarney? They believe that the PLP is weak and feeble, that they can't win Killarney?
Well,
I'm just asking. Let's either yes or no. Let's either yes, no. Either you believe that the PLP could win Killarney, or you don't believe PLP could win Killarney.
They may not. They may not.
You don't believe that this PLP is strong and having a momentum to win Killarney? I mean, let's almost lose this Killarney seat the other day. But
well,
you were watching this, eh?
Yeah, but see, Mr. Newry, you got to watch this.
I'm watching the PLP and the momentum.
If the PLP say we're going to back out.
They ain't backing out. Why would the PLP back out?
I'm only saying you are.
No. I want to know, why would you even think the PLP would back out?
They maybe will back out just to let Mr. Minnis win that seat.
They like Minnis?
I think so.
The PLP like Minnis?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, let me just stick a pin. It's not the PLP liking Minnis that would cause them to endorse him, eh? That's not what it is.
Yeah, we don't speculate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I just want to make sense to it. It ain't connected.
But what I'm saying, Mr. Newry, if you notice now, right now, if Mr. Pentad lose the election, who you see right there right now, are those other men right now could take over the FNM?
Not Minnis. Minnis
He did it before, right?
No, he didn't do it before.
He did it before?
No, he didn't do it before.
Huh?
No, he didn't do it before.
Okay. Well,
you ask anybody in the Bahamas, they'll say no.
You don't think him taking when Ingram stepped down?
Go ahead. He didn't take it. I remember the chairman. See, I remember what the chairman said. The chairman, Charlie Maynard, said, Minnis is there for now. We plan to move him. Then, of course, he died.
Hey, Mr. Newry?
Don't hold on. And the FNM was in turmoil.
Okay.
Hold on, let me finish this point.
Yeah.
The FNM was in turmoil till there was a laughing joke in the PLP. Say all of them could fit inside a Honda Accord. Remember, not a Honda Accord, a Fit. Honda Fit. And hold on, let me make this point. And nobody was supporting the FNM party.
I got you.
Hold on, let's add up the story. And then, out of the blue, Mr. Ingram came back and said, hey, we need to come together. And people start grumbling, we can't follow this Minnis guy. They say, no, we get to come together. And something happened. It wasn't Minnis. Something happened after that Ingram speech. So who won? Was it Ingram or was it Minnis?
But caller, there's a question I wanted to put to Newry just now. When Maynard said that, right? When Maynard said, we just have Minnis for now, who did you think at that point in time, Newry, was going to be the replacement for Minnis?
I thought they was going to do what they did with Tommy Turnquest, and have a senator be the leader of the FNM. I didn't expect a Minnis. I didn't.
Who would have been the person appointed a senator to be the leader and leader of the FNM?
I thought it would have been Shivago Lang.
I thought
it was going to be Shivago Lang. It just didn't happen.
Okay, so the point is the same. Lang would have been the most senior in terms of policy, in terms of diplomacy, in terms of statesmanship.
So they got a substitute. They got a substitute for the meantime.
But
go on, Colin.
Go ahead.
I'm going right now. What I see, the only one that I see right now who I believe is strong enough, different from Mr. Minnis, is Mr. Jeff Lloyd.
Mr. Lloyd is strong also, but I don't think he's interested in politics.
He is strong. He's a no-nonsense person. and what he said, he can do just what is that. If you scope all over the F&M men or women and just look through with a fine comb and see if there's anyone right now can lead the party if Mr. Pentard lose the election.
You believe Mr. Pentard lose his seat or he just lose the election?
I believe he will lose the election.
But I talk about the seat. You believe he can lose the seat?
Well, what I get from Freeport, my PP people over there, is kind of shaky.
All right. Do you think he should resign, even if he wins his seat? Do you think he should resign if the F&M lose the election?
I think he should resign.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He should resign.
And they've within that F&M they decide who they should be lead after that.
And after that, they'll decide who's going to lead the party.
Yes.
But trust me this day, they're the only now, Dr. Minnis and Jeff Floyd. All the rest.
It can't be Dr. Minnis.
Okay, but yes.
No. I can't entertain that. I can't entertain it. You start over.
Okay, sir, just one quick question before we go. A couple callers on the line. I'm enjoying this. What would you endorse a LBT coming back?
Loretta Butler Turner, the PLP?
I ain't ask you any.
Loretta Butler's going to run for the PLP.
You sure about that?
Oh, she ain't running, man.
I just said, okay.
If she don't run, and if she run, she'll run for the.
I got you.
Run for the PLP.
Whatever she's doing, she's a PLP now.
Thank you very much, caller. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
It's an open line day. We're talking about various things. Let that caller run out. Look like he's a pro, Minnis fan, but that ain't happening no more. That ship sailed.
See, but the question is,
the ship sailed.
Who is the statesman among them?
I mean, I can entertain it. That's why I let him talk so long. I understand that there are people who are uneasy, but Minnis going. Minnis shan't win Kalani. Either, what Ingram said, either the PLP can have it. Anyway, let's go to the next caller. But he ain't gonna be no Minnis. He ain't gonna be after them on PLP. He ain't gonna be no independent. Go ahead, caller.
Good day, Mr. Newry and Ms. Green.
Good day.
Good day to the nation. Mr. Newry, I want to follow behind that caller that, you just hung up from.
You believe the PLP can't win the seat?
I had an interesting conversation this morning.
Caller, you saying that you believe the PLP can't win that seat?
No. I didn't say nothing of that nature.
So let's start from there. Let's start from there. Do you believe the PLP?
Which seat is this you're talking about?
You only talk about Kalani. You just say the caller.
Kalani, definitely the PLP could win Kalani.
Now
definitely.
Let's start the conversation.
We have a very good chance now to win Kalani because, by the way, this is Bradley Camp. But yeah, we have a very good chance to win Kalani because we almost win it under Minnis' last administration. I thought our candidate did pretty good in there. And definitely, if they don't run Minnis is going to run independent. So you'll have two F&Ms running in there, which is going to split the vote, which will give the PLP an opportunity to win that seat.
Okay.
But I had an interesting conversation with someone from the F&M who tells me that Pentard is no longer running the F&M, but Cuban Ingram indeed.
Hey, no. See, that's just political spin. And even if that is true, let's say that is true. That ain't none of the PLP business. There are some. Hold on. There are some people who will say that Frankie Wilson run the PLP, and I say, man, that's none of our business. Even if it is true, if it is true, but there are some F&Ms who would swear at high water that is a fact. There's some PLP who would swear at high water. That is a fact. There's some PLPs who said Fred Mitchell is the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And you heard the rumors. So why? No. My thing is, don't come and spin. I do spin. I do the spin. What you doing is spin. Let's talk the facts, and I can let you spin your politics. But what you say now is spin. Don't entertain that. Go ahead.
That I have no difficulty with that, and I'm of the same persuasion of you. I believe
that you believe Fred Mitchell is the Prime Minister of the Bahamas. I just making sure you agree with me. You agree with me.
No, I do.
No, don't retreat him now. You agree with me. Fred Mitchell is the Prime Minister.
I do agree.
My good MP, Fox Hill, controls this country. That's what I believe. That's just me. Go ahead.
No.
What?
Well, I disagree with that.
No, you changed it. Mr. Cap, we talk to you later, man. you trying to confuse me? We just established who's the prime minister. Like, my MP.
I can catch this grouper for you, Mr. Kemp.
Go ahead.
So I'm reading from this article in yesterday's Tribune. Kalani and Golden Isles constituencies face changes. Yesterday's Nassau Tribune, right? But you hear the headline. Kalani and Golden Isles constituencies face changes. Pressure is mounting for boundary changes in the Kalani and Golden Isles constituencies, with PLP supporters insisting that voter parity must be addressed before the next general election. Although party officials expect changes, no official from the government or the constituencies commission has confirmed any changes or even updated the public on their deliberations. Sources close to the matter told the Tribune the commission is expected to meet this week. Page 3 goes on. There's actually no real mention of Kalani in this article. So I was reading through it while you were talking with the caller, which I found interesting. Why is it in the headline if,
It's a spin.
That's the interesting part right there. Sorry, I read from the wrong party. Here we go. New voter registration data shows Golden Isles voters in Kalani with 7,082, making them the most populated constituencies in the country.
So we should anticipate a split someplace.
Yeah, Prime Minister.
Of two new constituencies.
Yeah, Prime Minister. What?
You just
what
didn't
you
see
just
it.
said?
You just didn't see it. The constituency is big.
Hold on. See, here's my
Watch for it.
pause.
Or at least one good
Hold
one.
on. I appreciate the critique you given. You're looking at the numbers. You're looking at the split. Here's my position on it. They can't manage the 39. That they have.
That's semantics, though. It ain't matter if they can or do
And
it.
then couple that.
It's what they can do.
Couple that with this article, Major. I did not say that in parentheses. Yes, he did. They don't know what to do with the backbenchers that they have. Right. It appears as if they won't put the backbenchers in opposition. Right. Like that's how it feel to me.
The conclusion is we don't need no more backbenchers.
We don't need no more constituencies.
We didn't see that.
What type of
we see it coming.
What type of PLP math is that? You don't want any more backbenchers, but you need more constituencies. What you can do with the extra MPs?
They can go be in cabinet. They all gonna be in cabinet. Some kind of junior minister or permanent secretary or whatever they else you gonna call it. But they ain't gonna be in cabinet. Moving forward, watch after the election. I'm just saying, you calling for what is happening. You see it happening.
Go to the phone line while I try and figure out where they can get all the money from.
We rich. We get a surplus. You didn't see the surplus? You didn't see the surplus? The big surplus. Let's go to caller. Guardian Radio AM. It's open line today. Just talk whatever you want to talk about. We have all kind of money. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, man.
Yeah, I'm just humorous at Bradley and the other guy that in their support for hubris menace.
The hubris menace.
Yeah, HUBRS.
Yeah, the fact that means all like ego, bonus. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a self-worth, confidence, belief in one's abilities. What do they call it? Ambition greater than ability. And when you have your opposition cheering for you, and they're betting against you.
It's odd.
Remember,
it's an odd expression to see.
In gaming, that would be illegal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let me just talk about the one point. Okay, for the thing, but I'm saying that so they say he's going to run as an independent. 53, the FNM Constitution says he will no longer be a member of the FNM, but he'll lead the FNM whether he wins or lose and whatever else. That's the desperateness and delusionness of it. But Ms. Green, do you know who runs the PLP?
Why would you ask me such a question on the public airways?
I'll tell you.
I know who runs the FNM, but I can't say.
I can tell you who runs the PLP.
Tell me.
Perry Gladstone Christie.
All right, look where you gone.
Policy.
No, where you going, man?
Listen to me.
No, man. It can't.
We ain't entertaining that foolishness.
No. I mean, I'm not a politico. I don't know the inner workings. I want to say this on the table. You are far more expert in this space than I am. I can give you that, but no.
If he just say Perry Christie run the Valley Boys, I would say yeah, he run the Valley Boys.
Take a comparative analysis where look at their policies and it aligns because it goes back to the current prime minister being second to him.
Okay, so pause. Let me take the critique from there. Here's what I see when you say that. I see a Davis administration actually devoid of ideas, right? Hold on. And they've taken the ideas from the old Christie administration, but that boy Davis was not Team Christie. Not at all. And if he wasn't then under a Christie-led administration, why would I believe that Christie is running this administration now? He's just using his ideas.
And the idea is, some people say government is continuous. The PLP is continuous.
It is.
They separate said that was a good idea. We gave Mr. Christie the idea, and we can continue it and run with it. That's what they're going with.
But here's the point. It didn't work then in Perry Gladstone Christie number 1, Perry Gladstone Christie number 2, and it is not going to work in Perry Gladstone Christie number 3, because if they had the ability to do it then, they would do it now. See, the problem we have right now in this economy, and this is why you will see the election by January. I want you to listen to this very carefully, and I want people to listen to this. There's something called a strategic inflection point. It goes to like an economy or business or whatever. And we are at that strategic inflection point. Do you know January 1st begins the second 25 years?
And as many minutes.
The second 25 years of what?
Of the 21st century.
Okay, I got you.
You're doing those, that math magic.
Just think about all the advancements we have made in the last 25 years, and we're still struggling with these different things. But now, if you listen to the Parliament today, you'll even hear the Minister of Tourism saying, tourism will be our primary thing, and the impact it will have from the policies, from the global inflation, all of these different things, while at the same time saying that nothing's going to change within the Bahamian economy. So this strategic inflection point says that fundamentals change so dramatically that even your past success patterns no longer apply. And the problem is that we are choosing to disallow or not to acknowledge technological breakthroughs, regulatory changes, competitive upheavals, microeconomic shocks. We say these things don't exist because we in our own world of marketing success as opposed to preparing for it.
Thank you, C. Allen, and I appreciate it, and that's something I believe in. It needs to be a paradigm shift moving forward on how we look at the Bahamas and the economy, etc., etc. The line's full though.
And don't. I'm not disrespecting your contribution.
No. I see his point.
What I can say is hubris minutes.
That was funny.
Forever.
That was funny.
That's that by name forever.
I may have to usurp that word and claim it. Like, you know when you get a copyright that and say that's a Newryism. I made that up.
I just own it.
You already? Okay, sorry. That belongs to Aaron Green. You can't use that no more. Let's go to the next.
No, and you shouldn't. That's the point. See, Alan, don't use that no more. Use the FNM. Don't use that no more.
Beautifully done, though. I enjoyed it.
Let me use that.
Let's go to the next caller. Guardian Radio AM. Go ahead, caller.
Good afternoon, C. Newry.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
And good afternoon, Madam Green.
Good afternoon, sir.
I think C. Allen strong this morning. You see, that must be some kind of ultra decaffeinated coffee. But I call to contribute towards Kalani. There is something when it comes to Kalani, Minis, CAU, everybody, all of them delusional.
Yes.
Because let me tell you why. Minis went in there several years ago, and Minis did well. He was a good member of parliament for Kalani. But what he didn't know now, they have awakened the sleeping giant, short in stature, but she's a sleeping giant. She didn't born there. But you might as well say she grew there all her life. She got her castle there. She has now turned her eyes on Kalani. You understand? And all that fighting and things, Minister, I'm saying true. The queen of Kalani that I'm speaking about is none other than Dr. Veronica MacGyver, a girl of the soil.
She running for the FNM? Where you going? Where you going?
Dr. Veronica MacGyver
she running for the FNM
is the deputy leader of the COI.
They have a deputy leader of COI now? When that happened? What happened to the lawyer lady?
Mr. Newry.
What happened to the lawyer?
Oh, okay, so
I
think if not at the last convention, at the convention prior to that, Maria Daxon, I won't say was removed, but they had an election and they selected.
When did this happen?
MacGyver as the deputy leader. Okay, remember when Lincoln was in the House? I want to use the word terrorizing, but harassing Pintard?
Yeah, I remember that.
And MacGyver was on the scene, but she was kind of separate. I mean, I can be honest with you, I was impressed by how she distanced herself from that scene. She's on the scene. At that point, she was already deputy leader of the party.
Does the Bahamian people know this?
Yeah, man, the Bahamian people. That's why GNN, Granny.
My goal is to know everything. How come I don't know this? You mean that's insignificant? That I already know who the deputy leader of the
Mr.
COI
Newry.
is?
No, let me say this.
I lost. How she look?
Listen,
You don't even know how she look either.
I treading, you know them creek in Auckland's with barracuda and shark and all kind of crab and things.
Yeah, the salt pond.
Yeah, I treading carefully through that pond right now, Mr. Newry.
How the deputy look though?
Listen, no matter how I feel about the COI, I'm actually impressed by what it is that MacGyver's brought to the table. Right?
Do you know who she is?
That's my cousin. That's your cousin too. I know who she is.
How come I don't know her? But go ahead.
Because she's been busy dentisting.
Oh, she's a dentist.
She's been busy working, unlike me, who just talk political controversy all the time. But the point is that...
She going to kill Kalani?
well, this is what GNN saying now.
And I don't know her? Go ahead.
What I've seen, the same way I put the critique to, I don't necessarily agree with the policies. It's down on the table. I am not impressed with the PLP policies, but Pia Glover role. As a minister, she's a statesman. She understands what it means to be in that role.
You think she can vie for leader?
I don't see it.
After the prime minister transition?
She should do.
Yeah?
She should do.
You don't see no one else there?
I mean, I see other people there, but that's not the point.
Okay.
The point is that she's a statesman. She's a professional. I haven't seen her engaged in any petty political thing. I don't see any videos of her showing off extravagant gifts at the time of economic strife.
Only one person
for
do
many
that, that's in the
Bahamians.
PLP.
I don't hear any voice notes. I don't hear any I don't hear any people bickering about her. There may be things, there may be skeletons, there may be things, but Miss Glover Roll, I think, handles herself in a way that those who oppose her don't approach her in that sort of gutter politic manner. I haven't heard it. I would say the same thing for MacGyver. What I've seen of MacGyver in the House of Assembly, remember in that scene, what I've seen of her in her community, doing community activity, she is taking the job of being an MP seriously. Whether I agree with her policies or not, she's taking the job seriously.
I can investigate to find out who she is.
And that's a lot to say.
Let's go to the call this time. That's an endorsement there. If Aaron bragged with you, that's because you know she complained every day. Let's go to the next caller.
Everything.
Go ahead, Guardian Radio AM.
Still morning, eh?
Morning, yeah.
Okay, I thought so. Now, Newry, you say it's an open line.
Yeah, man, talk what you want to talk.
So I just wondered if you'd allow me to express my thought before you try to have me say what you want to hear. Is that possible?
I can try my best, but you know how I go.
Try your best, because I fully believe that Musk is to Donald Trump as Sabas is to the PLP. That's my belief. And I also believe that just as penalized for trying to hijack the Flag Day, I think Mr. Davis should be penalized for trying to hijack Labor Day. That's my take on all of that. Now, I'll answer your question.
Okay, for Musk, the Musk and Sabas comparison, money or ideas?
I don't like it.
Money.
Okay, more money than ideas.
Ain't no ideas in this money.
I would object now because I don't know for any fact that Sebastian
Campbell,
Bastian is a sponsor of the PLP.
Now,
you might just be saying that to cause people to get emotional, and I don't know that for a fact.
But here's if I could just read quickly, sir. Here's something that may lead people to believe something like that. From the article, Sayers won't run as MP. Hopefuls vie for his spot.
Call, you still there? I want you to go to.
I listen and see. I'm trying to do what you don't do.
I know. No, I don't see that.
I
Quick.
I hope you know.
While speculation about whether Island Luck co-founder and prominent businessman Sebastian could become a contender is mounting in some PLP circles, Mr. Bastian did not respond to inquiries from the Tribune to address such reports. I wanted to read that excerpt.
I don't know that Sebastian Bastian is a sponsor of the PLP. I cannot say that that's a fact. He might be, but I know how these number of people go. They sponsor both sides.
Yeah. Okay.
They sponsor both sides.
Okay, so he could be a sponsor of a party, but that does not necessarily indicate allegiance to or membership in
whoever
the
in
party.
charge he can sponsor. He got to make sure things happen for himself. He's a businessman. Okay, call that's it. Okay, let's move on to the next caller there. Guardian Radio AM. Caller going once. Go ahead. Oh, no, people play music. Can you hear me, caller? Okay, let's go to the next line there, Kermit. Guardian Radio AM. Yeah. Guardian Radio AM.
Yes.
Yes, you're live. Open line today. We're talking what you want to talk about. No caller going. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Any other headline?
Well, let's do this. Numbers to call: 323-6232. That's 323-6232. 325-4316. That's 325-4316. 325-4259. 325-4259. And toll free from the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. That's 242-300-5720.
The Minister Sweeting said that every road can get paved. He didn't say every road. But the point is, he's saying that the government is committed to making sure that things that they promise and pledge is going to happen. I want to know what people think about that. The bridge. Let's talk about the bridge.
86 million price tag for the bridge.
And he went in detail explaining what the number of engineers who have came out and said, no, that don't make no sense. Right? I'm not an engineer. I don't know price tags about these things. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming the minister, actually, I'm not assuming, said point blank, these are the ministries of works engineers who have priced these things. He made sure that this ain't him. He ain't making these numbers up. Mm-hmm. If you want to row people, he say row.
Yeah, no, that's what he said. But what he meant was don't row me. Yeah. He didn't mean go row the technicians.
He said if you don't mean him,
what he's saying is
he ain't him. He said he get it from them.
If you don't trust me, that's cool. Mm-hmm. But surely you trust the technical staff.
And there's other technical staff saying those people at the Ministry of Works. Someone talking folly. Let's go to the caller though, and we can read that right after we engage these callers. Go ahead, caller. Open line today. Caller going once.
PLP. Well.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, good morning, Ms. Green. Good morning, Mr. Newry. You know, since it's an open line, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm in the inner city. You know, I've lived long enough to see a lot of young men's lives being destroyed, right? One of the recent victims, not the one that survived, but his Grammy is my first cousin, Thurston's from Cat Island, right? And I see the degradation, and so what concerns me as a man getting up in age is the proliferation of liquor stores by a certain demographic of people. We are encompassed by liquor stores, right? And there seems to be nothing to stop it. You understand me, Ms. Green?
Yep.
It's being allowed to fester and fester. And nobody seems to see the repercussions of that, right? And really, there's so much other things to talk about, but I broke my chain of thought. But it's something that I really, really wanted to mention that I know is very,
so this is what I'll do with you. Okay, go ahead.
Putting on public as relates to information, the gaming aspect, the number houses, the gambling houses, I don't know if somebody's at the gaming board listening. So I'm upset about those liquor store proliferation. And the thing that Malcolm X spoke about these things from the 40s and 50s, right? And then we see the gambling where we are inundated with the gambling houses. And so now I'm looking at the threshold win-loss ratio by law. If someone get caught, because, you can't win if you don't spin. So I spin. So I do it very sparingly. But what I'm noticing is you don't ever win anything. So what I need to know is, when you bet high, you don't win. So what is there a win-loss ratio? You see me, Ms. Green? Because otherwise, these people are taking advantage of people, and now they're using. It's just like when we were enslaved, and then the colonials and the developed countries, they're using their influence to insert their influence over us. They're telling us to sustain our development. They wasn't sustaining their development. I've been saying these things for decades, so I see that as the same thing. Now we are being robbed out of a national lottery, and the guy always calling and pushing for it. We could see the ratio of donations to the public versus what the owners or the interest groups get. It's robbing the Bahamian people, because what I'm saying is, just from the money I lose alone, and then they send text to your phone about bet 500 this and bet 500 that, because they see the kind of money you deposit in. And so I noticed the more I deposit, the more I lose. And then when you go and fill out the application, there's some questions that they ask, and I didn't fill it out, and they didn't want to give me the account by mine, the scrutiny of my account, something like that to that nature. I can't remember the BS verbatim. I'm not perfect. Like people suggest that GNN is. Sometimes we call and we make mistakes, but we have a duty of care. And I want to finally mention that when you hear the truth, you should know it. And so we have a duty of care to dispense the truth to the public. And I'm just sick and tired of some professionals passing off as infallible on the radio, and the public hearing the truth and don't know what
Okay,
they're criticizing us. But let's look into the ratio of the win-loss of these houses, because we need a national lottery. We don't need this manipulation, man. We need a national lottery to help people every week. Somebody could become something. Yeah.
Thanks. You believe the Bahamas would entertain? No, change it. Do you believe the PLP administration would entertain the conversation of having a national lottery? If people start drumming up this concern, say, no, I need a national lottery, this should be part of the party platform for the election, do you believe the PLP would entertain such a conversation?
Okay, no, I don't. Given the past behavior, I don't believe they would entertain the conversation. I think that even if the people got in the streets and told them, we prepared to vote you out, if you don't give us a national lottery, they would still not give us a national lottery, get voted out, right? And then we agitate for a national lottery, don't get it, and still end up voting the PLP back in.
I think, because I get a text that says that they should mention that they will, part of their platform is they will allow behemoths to gamble in the casinos, the local casinos. But there's no talk about a national lottery.
Yeah, see, because they're missing the point. A casino is a plantation model economic system. They take 90% of what is generated out of the country.
Do you believe, like, persons, I could call her name, Leslie Miller, what Leslie's last name is?
Bryce,
whose family is involved in gambling.
The family that she married into.
Yeah, that's her family.
Yeah.
You believe she would lobby for a national lottery? Can we demand of her, say, man, we need you to promote a national lottery?
No, I wouldn't demand of her, right? See, in a small island state where you cannot avoid conflict, you have to manage it. I wouldn't put that pressure on her.
So
in fact, I would tell her, you know what, the better thing is to not be a part of the conversation.
If we have other number of people whose family is intimately involved in gambling, should we demand of them to relinquish their reign and say, we need a national lottery before we entertain you being in our politics?
No. Oh, pause. The last three words change the nature of the sentence entirely. So let's subtract before we allow you to be involved in our politics.
That's an important
part.
Hold
on for a second.
Go ahead.
I think that if we're going to do a national lottery, then you do national lottery and web shop gaming same time. Don't worry about you can only have one. Do both. You already have web shop gaming. Don't let that prevent you from doing a national lottery. You do both at the same time. Now, here's the second part of the question, and I'm going to reframe it. Should web shop owners and operators be allowed to run for parliament?
Everybody should be allowed to run. I mean, that's some powerful people. Can you imagine having spare money?
We just putting the question on the table. Should web shop owners and operators be allowed to run for parliament? See, because here's a second consideration. At what point did their operations become legal?
That's a different thing. That's talking morality and
we're talking legality and ethics.
Yeah.
We're talking legality and ethics, not morality. Put morality on the side. At this moment, I don't care what Jesus thinks about web shop gaming. Question I'm asking is,
morality have to do with something with Jesus?
If a
morals and don't believe in Jesus, eh? Just saying.
You
could have morals.
Morals and a faith system work together. You could have faith in anything.
Agnostic people can't have morals?
They have a faith system.
What their faith system is?
They believe in something. They just don't believe in what you believe in. Oh, okay. But the point is, if a web shop operator was operating a web shop illegally or any game,
they became saved.
And they got grandfathered in, right? Like they were operating before the law changed, then should that person be allowed to run for parliament?
Interesting. We have the lines all blinking. Let me get these people talk. Go ahead, caller. Someone asked me who paid for the party shirts during Labor Day. I thought the PLP paid for the Labor Day shirts with brave.
They should publish it. As an act of good faith.
Yeah, and who paid for the buses to bring the people there?
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Hi. Good morning, Aaron. Steve, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Okay, and good morning to the nation. Wanted just to make a comment on the whole combustion.
Yeah, people saying that you are anti-PLP and I should watch what you say.
Really?
That's what they tell me. I
so
said no, man.
Are you pro or are you anti-PLP?
Me, I be neutral. That's why they allowed me to talk foolishness on the phone. That's
So
why they
you're,
like
you're
me
also
still.
watching that what I say because you're neutral.
I neutral still. Go
They
ahead.
don't affect you one way or the other.
No, that doesn't bother me.
Hey, as long as I'm not talking about Minister of Foreign Affairs.
No, you leave my MP alone.
I know that's AMP.
Leave my MP alone.
And your fellow soccer, but nonetheless.
There you go.
Look, that Kalani situation is very interesting because there it is. You have someone who sat in the highest office in the country, right? Who was the leader of the SNM, who led them to a phenomenal victory in 2017, right?
Go ahead. See, I held back. Go ahead.
Pardon me?
I held back. I'll let you go ahead.
Well, a 35-4, no matter who you are, no matter how you feel, that's a phenomenal victory, right? That's unseen kind of victory.
And phenomenal loss.
Especially when you're coming from a supermajority government from the opposite side to turn it around to get it.
Right. You acknowledge that part.
And so it places him in a very strange position to now be seen as someone, despite what the politics may say, despite what may be right or what may be wrong, to be seen as deposing and or possibly creating such a friction within his own party that it could harm them in the national politics in the country. That's a strange position for him to be in. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yeah, I'm trying to be patient. Go ahead.
That's a very strange position, and so as it relates to him running in Kalani, I'll end with this comment. As it relates to former Prime Minister, the most honorable Hubert Minnis running in Kalani, naturally he can manage any split. He's an intelligent politician. He can manage and minimize the impact or effects of a possible splitting of votes. That can be done by anyone who has the sense enough to do it. However, the bigger picture is how will it impact the party that he once led and led to victory as Prime Minister in the national politics in the country. Thank you all for the opportunity. I'll be watching very closely. God bless.
Hey, before you go, you still there? Oh, you going? I got to take a... Man, look where you want to take a break. We'll take this quick break. We have about 5 more minutes. We'll take a break. Caller, don't hang up. When we come back, we're coming directly to you, caller. Guardian Radio AM was an open line today. We might do an open line tomorrow also. Allow you to express your views and see what's all trending that you want to talk about. We'll be right back.
Guardian Media Group and Going Places Travel wants to take you on a 7-day walk to Panama, Colombia, Curacao, and Aruba on Royal Caribbean Serenade of the Seas. And here's the best part. No visa required. That's right, no visa required. You have 4 ways to enter, 4 ways to win. Number 1, fill out the form in the NASA Guardian. Number 2, listen to Star 106.5 and Guardian Radio 96.9. Number 3, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Number 4, or make a purchase at any Going Places Travel. Entry deadline is June 27th, 2025. Drawing will be taking place on July 4th, 2025. So you know what that means? Pack your bags and get ready to soak up the sun and feel the ocean breeze. You and 3 loved ones sailing the high seas on a vacation cruise of a lifetime. Brought to you by the Guardian Media Group and Going Places Travel. Certain conditions apply. Airfare, taxes, and gratuities not included.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Welcome back. Let's go quickly to these callers who are there. Everybody seemed to be fighting for Kalani.
I know why.
Why are they fighting?
When you finish with the caller. When you finish with the caller, I can tell you.
They fighting for Kalani. Go ahead, caller. Open line today and tomorrow. Go ahead. Call going once. And that one hang up. So why they keep on? Everyone seems to be eager to know what's happening in Kalani.
See, I was concerned about this whole boundaries conversation in that parity of voters and parity with the constituency next door. I'm concerned about parity in citizens versus non-nationals in that constituency. You know why everybody fighting for Kalani? Who in Kalani? What's in Kalani?
What do you mean, what's in Kalani?
I'm asking you, what's in Kalani?
There's
See, I don't
rich
understand.
people in Kalani, and then there's a small strip of working class people.
You didn't know
Life of Keys
You
in
didn't
Kalani.
know MacIver was in Kalani, but as soon as I heard MacIver, Kalani, Sapadilla, that in Kalani.
Yes.
You know what else in Kalani?
Rich people.
You tell me.
Life of Keys in Kalani.
Albany in Kalani?
Albany is in Kalani.
South Ocean in Kalani?
South Ocean is in Kalani.
Old Fort Bay in Kalani?
Old Fort Bay is in Kalani.
Okay, I don't think I need to say it
Saying
anymore.
real money in Kalani.
Yeah, that's why
And they're fighting over who will control this real money and investments.
Or who will be played. It's not about who will control, right?
The proxy?
Yeah.
Who will be the proxy?
Who will have proximity to. The greatest proximity to.
Yeah. Can I get this last caller, man? Just 30 seconds. Give me this last caller, man. Go ahead, caller. That's you. You have 30 seconds. Caller going once. Caller, that's you, man. I try my best. Are you? Okay, caller. Tomorrow is going to be open line again. I see there's a number of calls, a number of texts that I got that people want to express what's happening. So we'll do it again. We'll talk what you want to talk about. Go ahead, Aaron. You want to say anything before you go?
No, I'm doing a similar thing, except by talking about traffic and fruit and mangoes. Y'all checking y'all mangoes?
Yeah.
Because some of these mangoes, they cooking from the inside out. They ripe while they look green on the tree.
Yeah.
Y'all check these mangoes.
Take care. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, we got one more day.
Yeah, one more day. Father's
I gotta
Day.
see if I can find me a father.
And happy
Lila Green, we can look for a
Independence Day.
father.
Did we get the money, the listing of how much we paid for the 50th anniversary yet for Independence Day?
No, of course
It's the second year now.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Wow.
No public
Boy,
declaration.
you seem to be asking the questions.
I am.
You asked him.
Yeah.
They ain't worrying about you, man.
That's all right. They don't have to worry about me. They should worry about their own conscience.
Guardian Radio AM.
But you said they have to see Jesus soon?
They got to see Jesus soon. We gonna ask about the money we spent on the 50th anniversary. But I say, who cares, man? We had a good time.
I didn't.
You didn't have a good time?
I don't know if those people who got served white rice and one piece of beef and a carrot, the one with the medallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they got on the plate. If only they had the edible flowers that you could eat among the thousands of dollars of flowers at the tea party.
Have a good day. Take care.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.